My name is Peter Rousselot. I've served as chair of the Arlington County Democratic Committee from 2006 to 2010, and I ran for chair of the Democratic Party of Virginia at the end of last year. It's my great pleasure today to introduce to you someone who really does need no introduction, Libby Garvey, the candidate whom I have endorsed to succeed Patsy Ticer as the next great senator from Virginia's 30th Senate District. Under Libby's collaborative leadership, our school system is nationally recognized. Among other accomplishments, we've established full-day kindergarten in all our schools. We've added preschool classes almost every year, so that with this next budget, we'll be very close to providing a quality preschool education for every at-risk 4-year-old in Arlington. We've closed the achievement gap significantly, although we have more to do on that. We've built and renovated almost every one of our schools. We've done it on time and on budget. We've won awards, and we've made our newer buildings environmentally friendly and LEED certified. Please welcome the next senator from Virginia's 30th Senate District, Libby Garvey.
Thank you so much, Peter. We've all known each other a long time. I'd like to tell you a story about me that I think you don't know, because it gets at the core of who I am and why I'm running. I moved a lot growing up. During my high school years, I went to 4 different schools. For whatever reason, making a lot of money was important to my father, and so he was always chasing the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It was hard on the rest of us because we couldn't build a community. We'd just get settled, start to make friends, and we'd move again. When I was a sophomore in college, my father's luck ran out. He went bankrupt and left us. So the fall of my junior year, I did not go back to college, but stayed home and worked as a waitress. My paycheck put food on the table for my brother, my sisters, and my brother. Things straightened out more or less. My mother sold the big house, and I was able to go back to school on scholarships and finish with a loan. I learned something very important from that experience. I learned that making a lot of money was not so important to me, but family and community were. I think that's why once Ken and I settled in Arlington, we never left. Nothing is more important to me than family and community. No work gives me greater satisfaction than public service. I've tried to serve you well in my 14 years on the school board. It hasn't always been easy. Sometimes it's been downright fun. It has always been satisfying. I was so blessed that Kenan supported my public service work and that this is a wonderful community to serve. This community has become my family. And in families, we take care of each other. That's why after 9/11, I worked so hard to get an emergency radio station and outdoor alert system here in Arlington. On 9/11, it became clear to me that we needed better systems in an emergency. So I worked for 5 years across political parties here and around the region. And today, we have a radio station that will tell you what's happening right here in Arlington during an emergency. And we have an outdoor alert system that will give you warning to take shelter if necessary. Now, this is certainly not the sort of work that school board members usually do. But it needed to be done, and it wasn't being done. So I took it on, and I found a way to get it done. Over the years, I've been able to work and use my position as a school board member really not only to help make our schools really good, but to help Arlington in other ways, like this emergency systems that I helped with, and helping to elect Jim Webb to the Senate. But there are things I want to do for you now that I really cannot do as a school board member, no matter how inventive I am and how many networks I build. We're in trouble as a nation and as a state. We're digging ourselves into a hole. We're not investing like we need to. In education, transportation, infrastructure, the environment, the health and welfare of our citizens, we need to start investing in our future. If we do not start doing things differently in Richmond, the future for our children, our grandchildren, and this community will not be good. And that's why I want to be a state senator. I believe I have exactly the kind of experience and working style we need in Richmond today. As we Democrats know, the only way we really move forward is when we move forward together. We have to find a way to focus the energy of all Virginians and their leaders on solving the really big problem we have. And that is building the political will to agree on what needs to be done and then to do it. We need to build the political will to do some real long-term planning on transportation, education, health, the environment, and then we need to communicate that planning effectively so people understand that their taxes will be well spent. Then we need to begin investing and working that plan for our future to take us where we want to be. This is not easy work. It requires building relationships over years, across party lines, and around the state. It requires parking your ego at the door, but never forgetting your core values. It requires maturity, intelligence, understanding, a sense of humor, and a good dose of humility. It's a tremendous challenge, but I know of no more important work that I could do to serve you now. And I know of no one more able to take on this challenge for the 30th District. I've done this work for years. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for your love and support over the last 14 years on the school board, particularly the last 3, which have been the most difficult of my life. I very much hope I will have your support again, and you will help me work in Richmond so we can forge a better future for our community and for all Virginia. Thank you so much.